You now have your pennies set out, the first part of your rug, and we're now going to stitch. These are your threads that are in your kit, and they are connected by just a little tiny thread. Leave those be so they don't, so your thread doesn't knot up, and we just take one thread and pull. Just pull. And your threads are good, they're not knotted. Set those aside. The string is long enough to do 4 pennies. So we have that string. Just put the ends together. And cut. And I have already threaded my needle. I have a knot at the end, and I always start at the center. And since I'm doing 2 pennies with this one piece of thread, I start my first stitch in between 2 pennies. So I just lift the penny and put a stitch in. Put the penny over and hide the stitch. Make sure everything's touching. And then we blanket stitch. Just make sure your knot is inside. It doesn't matter if you go this way with your stitches or that way. Either way is fine. And it doesn't matter if your stitches are perfect or if they're evenly spaced. With this type of rug, it has a primitive look, so really it's perfect if your stitches aren't evenly spaced. Don't worry about it. And we keep going around. And you're probably asking if I can hold the fabric in my hand and stitch like this. With a small rug, yes, probably you can. I never do, but you really can't with a large rug, so you may as well start the learning process doing it right. And once you do stitch quite a bit, you do get a rhythm. So you want to do everything first because you're definitely going to make larger rugs. So we go around. We keep going. And we're going to go around here, and then I'll show you what happens. I'm now almost to the edge where the 2 pennies touch, so I'm going to do that stitch. And there's a bit of a gap, so I can do another stitch. And this stitch just hooks a bit into that first stitch. Just take a little bit of the back with it, pull it through, and that locks your stitch. Now I also do just a little tiny back stitch there because I am such a fanatic over keeping my stitching staying in place. There. Now it's ready to start the next penny. And we bring it up through, right, not including those, just right on the edge. There, like that. And we continue around to do a blanket stitch. And we continue. We'll continue until we get to here, and then I'll show you how to stop the stitch. I'm now almost all the way around my second penny. I'll do that stitch, and we'll do one more. It's not really that close, so we'll do one more. And then again, put my needle through the first stitch that I made, just a little tiny bit to lock the stitch. Stitch is locked. Now I take my thread and my needle and go underneath the wool. Not so that it comes out on the back, just in between the penny and the wool, and stick my needle through. I'm such a fanatic about locking my stitches, so. And then I knot. Just put a nice knot there. The other penny will cover that. And just put my needle through. And pull, pull, cut. And your 2 pennies are stitched, and we will continue to do all of those, and then we will go on to the next step.